Welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Vancouver Whitecaps FC versus CF Montreal in the Canadian Championship 2023 final. Yes, I do feel like I lost a bet having to wear this kit, but what, you want me to wear a shirt that says I want the meteor? I don't think you do. Okay, so we got Vancouver Whitecaps versus CF Montreal. Vancouver Whitecaps trying to defend their Canadian Championship, their Voyageurs Cup this season. Montreal trying to win it back for the second time in 3 years. That is what we're looking at tonight at BC Place. Vancouver, who has been the better team this season of the two, at least more consistent. Montreal's been hot recently, but they did have a horrible start to the season. They got beat 5-0 earlier this year by Vancouver at BC Place. Will that happen again? Who knows? But with that being said, we have another 45 minutes, or not 45, we have 90 minutes to show who will be the Canadian champions of 2023 and who will go to the CONCACAF Champions Cup as the Canadian champion. Of course, the loser could still go through MLS or Leagues Cup, and Toronto could still go through Leagues Cup or MLS. And of course, Forge will probably qualify as the CPL winner or the Shield team, the best team in the regular season in the CPL. And the CPL final winner will also qualify. So it's possible that the team who wins tonight could be more than just, I should say, the team who wins tonight might not be the only Canadian team in the Champions Cup next year. We just don't know. I think it'll be interesting too. How we doing, Mile High? What's your reaction on Messi to Miami? It's crazy. It's legitimately crazy. I did a video about it though, so maybe at halftime you can go watch that video. But yeah, it's crazy to me. It's a watershed moment. It's a big moment. Chicharito got injured. Not surprising. With that being said, starting 11s for Vancouver and Montreal. The starting 11 for Vancouver: in goal, Yohei Takaoka. The back four: Jervain Brown, Ranko Veselinovic, Tristan Blackman, Ryan Raposo. The midfield three of Julian Gressel, Andres Kubas, and Russell Tybert. Then the attacking midfield two of Ryan Gould and Levante Johnson and Brian White up top. For CF Montreal, we got Jonathan Sawa, Gabriel Corbo, Rudy Camacho, Joel Waterman. Midfield for Ariel Lasseter, Matthew Chouanier, Victor Wanyama, Aaron Herrera. The 10, Ahmed Hamdi. The front two, the strikers, Sanusi Ibrahim and Chinonso Ofor. And the teams are walking out now. Montreal wearing their gray marble kits. Vancouver wearing their white. That's sort of a clash, but okay. Farfan scored. Yeah, I know. Dallas won. I saw. 2-0. I can't believe it, but St. Louis should never go to a game that day ever again. The last 2 times they've done it, it's gone horribly wrong. Teams are walking out here. Like, seriously, though, that's a similar sort of clash to me personally. White versus gray. I mean, you're kind of pushing it, to be completely honest. I think you're pushing it. But that's just me personally. Like, yeah, the blue streaks, that's cool, but I mean, am I wrong or am I just... The teams have walked out. The final will get underway shortly. Of course, Montreal beat Toronto. Montreal beat Vaughan Toronto FC and Forge FC to get here. Vancouver had a bye, beat York United and Pacific FC to get here. Laval was Forge, yeah. Doesn't exactly surprise me. How many more minutes does Miami have to hold on? Predicting 1-1 with Montreal winning in penalties, with Sawa being the biggest contributor. One constant about this team is while they don't have the most quality, they just often enough find a way. Yeah, I agree with that. Montreal has found a way since they beat Vaughan. Since they beat Vaughan, they've been amazing. Or they've been great. I should say amazing because, well, they've looked pretty damn good considering how they started their season. So, yeah, I'll say amazing. I think that's probably a little bit overselling it. But, again, since Vaughan, they've looked amazing in all competitions. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. And it'll be straight to penalties if it's tied after 90. So, we don't have to wait long to find out. This could end up being another penalty shootout at BC Place. Philip Dujic is the referee here, the center ref here. No VAR. Barwagan, Arfa, the AR is usually Rudolph the fourth. No VAR. Referee tonight. Anytime now for Miami. Okay. So Miami will play Cincinnati if they hold on in the semifinal, which that'll be a very interesting game, especially if Messi plays. And if Real Salt Lake holds on against LA, they'll play Houston, which is definitely not interesting at all. OMG, it's a corner. Jesus Lord. I still can't believe Messi's coming to MLS. Yeah, me either. It's going to be crazy. Messi coming to MLS is going to be amazing. Here we go. Vancouver has 2 Canadian championships. Montreal has a lot more. I think they're at 10. I think they're 2 ahead of Toronto, yeah. Starting 11, Yohei Takaoka, back 4, Raposo, Blackman, Veselinovic, Javane Brown. Midfield 3, Russell Talbot, Andres Cubas, Julian Gressel. Front 3, Ryan Gould, Brian White, and Johnson. Levante Johnson. For CF Montreal, Jonathan Sawa, Joel Waterman, Rudy Camacho, Gabriel Corbo, Ariel Lasseter, Victor Wanyama, Matthew Chouanier, Aaron Herrera. Front 3, Chinonso 4, Ahmed Hamdi, and Sanusi Ibrahim. Miami wins. So they will be playing Cincinnati in the semifinals. 32nd minute over at Salt Lake. They're up 1-0. The Galaxy are losing to Salt Lake. Waterman still playing? Yes, he's starting. Joel Waterman is starting, yes. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going, and let's have some fun with this one. To end a big day, a crazy day. And we still might have some more craziness up ahead. I will say this. If I can cover Miami versus Cincinnati, I'm doing it. Because if Messi's playing Open Cup game, oh yeah, I'm covering that. Vancouver wearing their white. Montreal wearing their gray with blue marble. And here we go. Vancouver already tries to make a play. That is a throw-in for the Whitecaps. It's funny. Every shirt I've worn today has a collar. I don't know if you noticed that, but the Miami shirt, collar. Italy, collar. Vancouver, collar. Cross in, header. I want a Messi shirt, but I'm tempted. So you're saying you should get it. Besides, I mean, the black kit with the Apple TV logo on it, that is a really cool. Their black away kit this year, that is pretty cool. If I got a Messi shirt, we'll already have a pink one, so. Or I could just buy Argentina shirt. Either way. Like, I get it, but that doesn't seem like the right wording. Playing forward, Vancouver putting the foot on the gas. Vancouver wants to repeat as Canadian champions and do it very easily. Vancouver is on the front foot right now, early on, 1 minute into this match. I get it, yeah. I get it. Yeah, that's a better wording to me personally. Over the top, that'll go out for a goal kick for Jonathan Sawa. I mean, I could see why. Like, if Eden Hazard had went to Montreal, it would have been like Drogba. Or, yeah, those Drogba years. Like, it was cool to see him in MLS. It would just suck to see him on the enemy, you know? Like, technically the color is definitely right, but it's not the way I wanted to see them wearing blue. You know, there you go. It was kind of hilarious how Montreal's home kit the years they had Drogba it was just straight up blue. You know, that was kind of crazy. Yellow card for Lassiter. Free kick here for Vancouver. Miami are going to the semifinals to face against FC Cincinnati. Yes, Miami plays Cincinnati in the semis. I wonder who's going to host. An Open Cup game at frickin'... Yeah. I don't know. Like, Open Cup game, RSL 1-0, Galaxy 37. Yep. Playing forward in the 3rd minute. Montreal clears. That'll be a throw-in for Vancouver. Vancouver is dominating this game so far. It is early days, but they are dominating so far. We shall see how the rest of this turns. But with that being said, yeah, I think a shirt would probably be better for your case. That'll be cleared out for another throw. Vancouver trying to find openings. At some point they will. 4th minute, 0-0. Update us on LAFC Atlanta. Well, okay. Let me open that as well. Throw in. 4th minute. Why everything has to be on multiple channels, I swear. See, LAFC Atlanta starts at 9:30. Bogus is starting as the striker. Yeah, CCL took some out of them. 4th minute. Playing forward, Vancouver, long ball, headed away. Gets back to Montreal, and they could go forward. Chinonso 04. 04 loses the foot race, but he almost had it. Vela may be leaving, I know. No. Not at all. I care less. 5th minute. Playing forward. Cross in. Headed away. That'll be a corner for Vancouver. Vancouver is pushing the pace. They're pushing the pace tonight. They want this more than anything. Damn. Like, seriously, Vancouver's on fire right now. They're legitimately on fire right now. They better hope they score. Cross in here. Gould. Ryan Gould to take this corner. Gould takes the cross. Header saved by Sawa. What a save by Jonathan Sawah. Whoa, boy. Jonathan Sawah saves Montreal. A stay right there. Beautiful save by Sawah. Gets down there. He almost got beat. Gould takes a shot, puts it over the bar. 6th minute, 0-0 still. What a save by Sawah. Dear Lord, that was amazing. What a save. Reflexes got there in time. That's all that was. Those are sometimes the hardest saves to make, and he had it. Point blank header. Reflexes got him there. He palmed it away. Beautiful save by Sawah. If I had plays of the week, that probably would be on there, even if Montreal were to lose. I know, crazy that I put a Montreal play on plays of the week, but that was a beautiful save. And that's what you're supposed to do, Fiorentina goalkeeper. That's what you're supposed to do. Not what you did today. Yeah, I'm a little bit, well, I don't know why I'm salty, but, whatever. 7th minute. Cross in. Nice cross shot. Johnson, foot save by Sawah. Whoa, my Lord. What a foot save by Jonathan Sawah. Gressel cross, punched away. Jonathan Sawah working overtime. Lord, what a foot save by Sawah. Jesus. He should be playing for Fiorentina. My Lord. He's amazing. What is all? If I had plays of the week, all 3 of those would be on there. All 3 of those saves by Sawah. My Lord. Amazing. Amazing by Jonathan Sawah. If Montreal wins 1-0, he's man of the match. You just can't forget that. Dear Lord. I mean, wow. Like, that's all I could say is wow. Wow. Jonathan Sawah may be the reason Montreal wins this match. Maybe. It's early days, 8th minute, but still, it's early days. Chouanier plays it forward. Montreal trying to find... Well, sorry about that. 78-62 Nuggets, 1 minute 59 in the 3rd quarter. Miami timeout. 8th minute. Lassiter plays forward. Hamdi. Chinonso a 4. A 4 going forward. That's going to go out for a goal kick for Takaoka. I'd say you are, yes. I'd say you are. You know what? I got to admit, I feel ironically comfortable watching this. Like, I feel ironically comfortable. Like, I don't have to worry about Toronto winning a match like this. I feel unironically comfortable. Like, even though I hate Montreal, and I'll give them props, but still. And then Vancouver, they're definitely more, I look at them more negatively in my mind at this point. I feel a lot comfortable considering I don't have to really worry about this game. Yes, I did. Header past the post. I could just have fun. Why am I enjoying this? Is my question. Why am I enjoying this? I should feel embarrassed that Toronto isn't here. I'm enjoying this game. It's amazing. If it wasn't amazing, I'd say it wasn't, but it is an amazing game. I'm actually enjoying this. 10th minute. Is this what being a Vancouver fan feels like? Cross in. Header down. Cleared away by Montreal. Well, actually, Montreal's normally there anyway. Yeah, is this what being a Vancouver fan feels like? Because I don't like it. Says the dude wearing a Whitecaps shirt because he doesn't have I'm rooting for the Meteor in his wardrobe. 11th minute. Lasseter plays forward. But hey, if I'm going to root for the redheaded stepchild of Mississippi sports, Mississippi college sports, to win the College World Series because Mississippi State isn't in it, I could do the same thing for Vancouver, the redheaded stepchild of Canadian soccer, because Toronto's not in it, especially since they're playing our biggest rivals. Mexico 1-0 over Guatemala. Raul Jimenez penalty. Oh, he scored a goal. That shocks me. Headed away by Montreal, 11th minute. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Plays on. Giving away to Lasseter. It'll be an interesting game at the very least. Hamdi plays back to Wanyama. Back to Wanyama. Still with Montreal. Chouanier switches the play. Sanusi Ibrahim can cross the ball in. Save by Takaoka. Claim by Takaoka. Twelfth minute. Is Hernan Losada wearing a polo? I've never seen him in anything more than a tracksuit. Chicago's always been the owners of Miami, not anymore. Some things always change. Let me tell you that. That's a fact of life. Yeah. That is just a fact of life. Yeah. BKL will get it. Yeah. Thirteenth minute. Cross in. Cleared away. Vancouver, but it gets back to Wanyama. Tybert. Still Vancouver. Raposo. Raposo blocked away. Thirteenth minute. Plays forward. Beautiful play. Vancouver definitely is the better team so far. There is no question about it whatsoever. 13th minute. Vancouver is the way better team. Takaoka. Takaoka. Of course, now you know it. Dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody has thoughts on Kareem Benzema going to Al Ittihad? What's with all these crazy freaking transfers is the question. That's the question. That's my thoughts. It's sad to see all the players that I grew up watching all getting older. That's the true thoughts. Kareem will be playing with N'Golo Kante and Zaha, allegedly finna dominate the Saudi Pro League. That honestly looks like a really good team. Honestly, yeah, that looks awesome. Sawah's a beast, though. Oh, yeah, he is. If Montreal wins, he's man of the match. But then again, you did predict it as well. But those three big saves, the foot save, the save off the header, yeah, if Montreal wins, he's man of the match. I think we've already made that decision. I don't think anything could change it. He's standing on his head. Gressel, cross. Doesn't get to Gould. But yeah, Sawah is amazing. What's with Montreal having great goalkeepers? So Jude Bellingham might go to Real Madrid. Big save. Well, save by Sawah. I wouldn't say big save, but save nonetheless. Jude Bellingham is going to Madrid. It's not a might. It is. But I think that actually would be perfect. Tchouaméni, Bellingham, Fede Valverde, especially when they start phasing out Modric. That's a good midfield. Like, that could be the best midfield in the world in the next 5 years. Jude Bellingham, Fetty, Tchouaméni, Camavinga. To me, personally, I'd go with Tchouaméni with Fetty, Valverde, and Jude Bellingham. Yeah, it's One Soccer, but for me, it's on FS2. So, foxsports.com. 16th minute. But for me personally, the three that I would pick in the Real Madrid midfield, Jude Bellingham, Fetty Valverde, Aurelien Tchouaméni. Like, those are who I would pick personally. I think if I was a coach, I'd pick those three to start. That's the best midfield since Xavi Iniesta and David Villa. Better. Playing forward, Montreal or Vancouver. Cross in by Gressel, and that is out for a corner. What? Excuse me? I think that's a horrible decision. 16th minute. Corner? Ryan Gould to take this corner here. If Vancouver were to score here, that would just be sad. Cross in. Gressel. Plays back over. Raposo! Blocked away. And only cleared, sort of, no look. And that's why I'm watching it. I can't miss this final, even if Toronto's not in it. And honestly, I'm sort of enjoying this. If this is what it's like to be a Vancouver fan, I don't like it. Because, Toronto sitting on the sidelines in the Canadian Championship final doesn't happen much. Vancouver has happened a lot. I'll take shots while they're playing a final and we're not. Yeah, I'll do it. Cross. Shot saved by Sawa. Good way to look at it. RSL's getting a penalty. That's not a PK. Remy Touchon is a jackass. Galaxy are getting eliminated from the Open Cup. Lol. And they thought things were going to get better. Sad. RSL signing former LAFC striker Chicho Arango. He flopped so bad at Pachuca that he got sent to RSL as a Jefferson Savarino replacement. No, Arango's not the same dude anymore. And besides, RSL, I bet he doesn't even like the fact that that's happening. And besides, why did Bob Bradley not go after Arango? Because he signed Arango in the first place. What? He loves finding his old strikers and bringing them back. I don't know. Get rid of Diamande and bring back Chicho Arango? God knows we still need a striker. I don't know. That sounds pretty smart. 19th minute, but I don't know. Cross in. Javane Brown does not clear it. Ahmed Hamdi on the ball for Montreal, which I don't know why. Hamdi still on the ball. Back to Montreal. I've heard Segura is the next Moldich. I've heard. I'd believe it. I think they'll give him a chance. Chicago 4. Bayern 3. Madrid 1. Dortmund 2. Bayern 3. Chicago 4. Juve 5. Juve merda! Juve merda! 2-0 RSL. Demir Krylak PK. He's got 2 of them. Oh, really? Well, I'm still watching on FS2. As much as TFC are our rivals and we relish beating them, there's a sense of this is the natural order of things when we fight to dominate the club game in Canada. Well said. Well said. I agree. We're the ones who should be playing each other. I agree. 401 derbies in the Canadian Championship final or semifinals is the way it should be, especially the final. But nowadays, I think that's kind of hard to get considering how big the tournament is. But yeah, the way it should be is not Vancouver, Montreal. It should be Toronto, Montreal. I agree. And we beat you, but still. Who are my top 5 favorite clubs of all time? Toronto FC, number 1. Second, Forge. We're talking clubs. Forge, Chelsea, Real Madrid. Cross in, shot, blocked away. Napoli. St. Louis is technically second favorite, so they don't count in that countdown. And then, of course, we didn't talk national teams either, so we're just talking club teams. If St. Louis counts as a second, I guess they'd be 5 and Napoli would be 6. But, you said favorites. Chicharito got an injury, 27 minutes against RSL. It just keeps getting worse for LA, doesn't it? Galaxy. 21st minute. Javane Brown is down. I guess he pulled something. He landed wrong. Studs on the foot. Okay, I can see why he went down, but Campobasso, if they were higher, it's like Wrexham, Why would you have a City C team in your top 5? They are there. They're in that group of favorite teams, but I wouldn't say top 5. Let's let them at least get to freaking Serie A or at least get to a promotion playoff. Then we'll talk. Nice. 22nd minute. Javane Brown walking under his own power. Maybe he'll come back onto the match. Oh, they finally added a Canadian Championship final thing to the jerseys for once. Like a patch or printing. It's not really a patch. It's printing. But still. Because every time there's a final, there should be printing for it, I think. That's the way it should be. There always should be printing for a final. That's always the way it should be. Did they? 24th minute or 23rd minute. Did they? I don't think they did. There's a club in Germany called Tennis Borussia Berlin. It's a football club. Well, that just confuses me. Takaoka plays it for Tennis Borussia Berlin. Sure, it should say Canada Champions Final or something. Yeah, that's what it says. Canadian Championship Final, the date of it. Yeah. Just because he's eating Popeyes? 7 shots for Vancouver, 0 for Montreal. 4 shots on goal for Vancouver, 0 for Montreal. So I guess you eat Popeyes on Fridays. See, here's the thing, though. KFC's better. I thought that was pretty obvious. Like, why would I be cheering for Montreal? At least Vancouver, you're cheering for the freaking redheaded stepchild. Besides, this is a cool jersey. Second of all, remember when he was cool? Yeah, I know, the 5-0 in April. I was actually watching that. I actually watched that whole thing. 24th minute. USL has a purplish blue Bayern badge. Well, there you go. 25th minute, 0-0. 0-0. I don't even know what 1 is in French, so I can't even do that. I really need to brush up on French. I know. I remember. There's a hole in Quebec that they call Montreal. Go to hell, Montreal, go to hell. Which that's also a parody of there's a hole in Oxford that they call Ole Miss. Go to hell, Ole Miss, go to hell. So, yeah, I came up with that. Well, the Quebec one. I came up with that one. I have a history college background. The Vancouver Whitecaps kind of feel like the Brits next to the Soviets and the U.S. during World War II. Yeah, they're the big three, but really. Well, here's how I explain it, because here's how I understand it. You have the college teams in Mississippi. You have Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Southern Miss. They're a triumvirate. You have Mississippi State and Ole Miss, the giant rivals. TFC is Mississippi State. Ole Miss is Montreal. Vancouver is Southern Miss. Vancouver does not have the success the other teams do. They are the redheaded stepchildren. We will defend them to other teams, other fan bases outside of Canada, but we will make fun of them incessantly. But if Vancouver's playing Montreal, I want Vancouver to win. I have no problem with Vancouver winning as long as they're not the first Canadian team to win Champions League. But if they're playing Montreal, I want them to beat Montreal. And probably same for you. If they're playing Toronto, you want Vancouver to beat Toronto. But basically, it's the same thing. The Mississippi triumvirate and the Canada triumvirate of MLS teams is the same thing. That's the way I see it. Of course, you know what? State TFC are pretty comparable in my mind, but you know what? And Ole Miss and Montreal are in my mind. So it completely works. If you actually did a little bit of the research, it actually pretty much works. 27th minute. Well, that's what this one's referencing, but I think you're actually saying the real thing. Yeah. I'm only doing the U20 final if Italy wins, because I'm doing CONCACAF draws tomorrow. So there you go. Yeah, I would say, yeah, that sounds about right. Malagón, Alvarado, Guzman, Araujo, Reyes, Alvarez, Rodriguez, Sanchez, Cervantes, Herrera, Jimenez for Mexico against Guatemala. Indeed. So we understand each other. Good. Only final. CONCACAF Caribbean Cup draw and Central American Cup draw tomorrow. Yeah, they've been around for a long time. 27th, 28th minute. Because when I was younger, I chose the Jays, the Leafs, the Raptors. So once TFC came around, it was just obvious, you know. And there was nothing around Mississippi or St. Louis at the time. So, that was how that one went. It basically chose it because I chose everything else. It was just the obvious choice. See, because I could choose whatever I wanted. See, the way I saw it, because of where I was born, I could choose whatever I wanted. Shot past the post. I chose the Jays because of Roy Halladay. Then the Raptors and Leafs came around with it. Then TFC came around. There you go. And the Argos. So the only thing I couldn't choose, well, I could choose between Mississippi State and Ole Miss, but I chose Mississippi State. Of course, I'm also Cardinals second, Blues second, STL City second, but, you know. Well, I also could choose the Patriots. I chose the Patriots too, but that's neither here nor there. Well, I mean, it's kind of half of a Harvey Specter quote that I kind of changed up, but if you watch Suits, you would have got it. I added the I don't play the odds, I play to win thing, but the first part is a Harvey Specter quote. I just added on. .9th minute. I've always marched to the beat of my own drum. It is what it is. I do what I do. 30th minute. I just marched to the beat of my own drum. Well, because I moved near St. Louis when I was 4. So, of course, they're second. and everything. And besides, they win a lot. So if the Toronto teams, here's the fun part, the Toronto teams suck, I got the St. Louis teams to fall back on because that's always how it happened. The Cardinals, they were always in the playoffs when the Jays weren't during the Halladay era. Well, there you go, right? See, there's a reason my favorite number is 27. It's Scott Rowland. He did play for the Blue Jays later on, wearing 33, but there you go. Eckstein actually played for the Jays too, yeah. But those early 2000s Cardinals teams may have been closer to 1B than you think. I'm not going to lie. May have been more 1A, 1B, but, one's American League, one's National, one sucked, one was good. So, there you go. I have just as many memories of the Cardinals as I do the Blue Jays. Blues should be back in a year or two. Yeah, I believe in Doug Armstrong. They'll be back. But they'll probably win another cup before the Leafs win one. I was still happy when Blues won in 2019, especially when they beat. Fun fact, the last time the Leafs won was the last season with just the original 6. It was also the year before Pierre Trudeau became the Prime Minister. See? Pierre Trudeau, Justin Trudeau. Yeah, that works. 32nd minute. Yep. Just watch me. Pierre Trudeau. Just watch me. See, I know. And only a certain couple of people will get that reference, but yes. You're playing FIFA again, aren't you? 33rd minute, 1-0 Mexico. As I said, I made a video about it. 32nd minute, 0-0. Messi going to Miami is a big moment for the league, though. It's crazy. It's not something I would ever expected. It's something that's not really sunk in yet, but it's good for Miami. It builds up the league, and it helps going into the World Cup. So that's good. Raul Jimenez scored. I know, penalty. 14th minute, Raul Jimenez. I can't believe he scored. 33rd minute. Throw in for Aaron Herrera. Ariel Lassiter. Cross blocked away. Yep, Copa America will be hosted in Miami. The World Cup will be as well. Miami's lucky. I agree with that. Different Jimenez. Raul Jimenez is the one who played for Wolves. Jesus is the one who left to go to DC. They traded him to DC, but used to be on TFC. Jesus is a Spaniard who played for Gornik Zabrze, came to Toronto, got traded for Brandon Servania, which honestly, that might have been worth it, to be honest. I mean, I don't think that actually was a good move. Oh, LA and Atlanta just started. So yeah, it's two different Jimenez's, but Jesus isn't even on TFC anymore. Play forward. I thought they had a chance there. 35th minute. I bet Messi's first goal will be a penalty. Yeah, I bet so. That is a good choice. That is a good call. LAFC versus Atlanta started. Penalty for Messi. Instead of penalty for Argentina, it'll be penalty for Messi. I'm glad to hear it. I still like Jesus. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Well, that's subjective. I mean, I miss him, but we still needed Servania. but I missed Jesus Jimenez. But the trade was I think it worked for both sides. I think the trade was good for both sides. What, Sean Johnson makes the save? 36th minute. Miami Beach is better than Miami City. I don't know why, but don't blow up the spot. Don't blow up the spot. Maybe certain people are watching on there that are watching this stream. They can watch it for free without having to VPN it. That's great. See, but that's why I'm glad it's on FS2, because I would have never known. They would have screwed up. Besides, you want to go visit Fresh at Brickell, Lamal. Well, I didn't want to make a Fresh and Fit reference, but, well, there you go. Same conference, yeah. He's shown some good things, but could still use some development. I feel with enough development and hard training, he could be a promising, neat player. You talking about Cervania, or are you talking about Jimenez? Because Jimenez, one, is older. Second of all, he's played in Europe, so I'm guessing. I think you're talking about Cervania, but I'm not sure. 37th minute, 0-0. The other guy on Fresh and Fit, not Myron, the other dude. The other dude. Jimenez. I mean, played in Europe, though. Yeah, it's a part of Miami, Brickell. Yeah, it's part of Miami. They have a lot of district parts of the city. But Fort Lauderdale is not a part of Miami. Don't you dare say that. People will get mad. Fair. Oh, well. Longer than I thought. 38th minute. 0-0 here for Vancouver versus Montreal. One thing with Lozada is he's great at making game-defining changes at half or early in the second. We've seen it several times, so the longer we survive, the better it looks. Yeah, I believe that. And they're surviving. And Sawa, again, if Montreal wins, he's man of the match. Even if they lose, he might just be man of the match in my book. And that don't happen much. But it depends on how he allows a goal. Thoughts on the smoke coming to NYC? I feel sorry for y'all. I do. It sucks. I hope y'all stay safe. Wear N95. Because those are actually useful with the smoke. And just be safe. That's my words of advice or words of care. Like, I don't really know what you could think about smoke besides I hope you stay safe, but, you know. And wear masks. But in that case. But yeah. Because it's just stay safe, really. That's the thought process. 40th minute. Air quality 192. Is higher worse or is higher? I would think higher is worse, but that's off the charts. You sure you didn't put a decimal point there? I've never seen something like that. I mean, I track mostly severe weather and hurricanes and winter weather, but I still ain't seen nothing like that. 3-0 RSL. Oh, boy. I find it funny that Messi went to Inter Miami because I played his TFC in MLS final game mode. In FIFA 23, we won 3-1. Our first goal was their own goal, hit the post after defender tried to clear it. Well, that can happen. 3-0 RSL. LA Galaxy probably just got eliminated from Open Cup. RSL versus Houston is one of the semifinals. You have Messi playing on the other end of the bracket against Cincinnati, the best team in the league. Then you have two crap teams playing each other on the other side of the bracket. Houston and RSL. Jesus. Like, honestly, I don't even want to talk about that semifinal. RSL and Houston. But yeah, I guess Miami is going to win Open Cup because Messi's coming over. Yeah, the path is open. Cleared away. Montreal going forward. A 4 blocked away. Very well could be. 392. Dear Lord. I've never seen something like that. But again, I'm not an environmentalist. I'm a severe weather expert. Shot! Save by Sawa! What a save by Sawa! Dear Lord, he's playing amazingly. LA Galaxy just isn't the same anymore as they used to be. Vanny out. Guatemala putting up a good fight against Mexico. I mean, it's 1-0. I'd say that's a good fight. But then again, Mexico's easy to at least fight against now. 1-0 for Guatemala. I know Tenaneta is pretty good. 1-0 from a penalty. Yeah, they're putting up a good fight. I would say so. 42nd minute. Short cross. Crossed in by Gressel. Headed away by Montreal. Long shot. Blocked away. And it looks like that was a clean block. That's out for a Vancouver throw. You know what? Yeah, I agree. We need a player like De Leon. Yeah, we miss the energy of a guy like him. I agree. I'd say Coelho's that type of guy. From what I see. Except he's a defensive mid, but I think Coelho is that type of guy. Like, everything I've seen of Coelho, he shows energy like that. So, maybe we have that guy just injured right now. Other than that, Schaffelberg could have been that guy, but guess what? We traded him. Oh, wait, yeah, Schaffelberg could have been that guy. Kobe Franklin might just be that guy. Even though he's a wing back, I think Kobe Franklin could be one of those type of guys. If they're better players and they're that type of guy, that's good by me. Mexico's one of the best CONCACAF teams along with U.S. and Canada. Yep. Exactly. They get rid of the good guys. Save by Sawa. Puts it over the bar. What a save by Jonathan Sawa. We should have got him. I won't say over Sean Johnson, but definitely over Tomas Romero. TFC need a striker so bad. Exactly. We could have got Chicho Arango, but Bob Bradley didn't want to get him. He wanted to get CJ Sapong. Fiorentina could have used this GK tonight. That's what I said. I said Sawa would have been amazing for Fiorentina. Playing forward. Here comes Lassiter. Shot saved. Takaoka closes the legs. Doesn't get nutmeg there by Lassiter. 44th minute. No, that wouldn't happen. Besides, if I was Sawa's agent, I'd send the first footage of the first half to Herdman. You know what? Yeah, I agree. I like Maxime Crépeau, but besides that, who do we have? And Sawa is younger as well. If Sawa could pip Crépeau to being the starter at Canada after Borjan walks away, I'm good with that. FoxSports.com, StreamEast.to maybe. It's on One Soccer, but you won't be able to watch that way. Yeah, Sapong is a solid backup, but again, a guy like Chicho Arango, who Bradley signed at first at LAFC, just came off from Pachuca. He got sold to RSL. We could have easily went for Chicho Arango, but we didn't. Then Diamante's been hurt all year. Ayo sucks. He's not the same anymore. Peruzzo, we don't see anything of him. 1 extra minute of stoppage time. So I think we could see more out of Sapong if we had a 10. if we bought a 10 in the summer and had a DP number 10. Like, I don't know, brought back Pozuelo since he was only on a 6-month deal in Turkey and Messi went to Miami. I don't know. That sounds pretty smart to me. It's not like Pozuelo doesn't want to come back to Toronto. They sort of basically sent him off. We need service. You have those 4. I like our looks. Vanny pretty much, I think it's, Vanny's pretty much everything right now. He was a sporting director now. Vanny's a sporting director now. I don't disagree. Yeah, I see that. Yep. Air quality. St. Clair, solid for Canada's future. Come on. Yes, he is. St. Clair is. You're right. But I do also like Sawa. MLS goalkeepers, they do fluctuate at times. Dane St. Clair could go down the Bono route at any moment. I'm just saying it's good to have another guy who's younger, who has potential, like a Jonathan Sawa. Like, I like Dane St. Clair, but it's also good to have one of those guys. It's good to have competition, especially when Borjan will probably start pulling back at some point soon. Jonathan Sawa, Dane St. Clair, Maxime Crépeau, you have that competition. If one of them goes off the rails like Alex Bono did, they pull Alex Bono, you got another guy. I think that's the way I see it. Exactly. Timbers got Boley from under $1 million. That's a steal. Ned is getting such good value out of Boley and Miller halftime. It is halftime. It is 0-0 at the half between Vancouver and Montreal. We'll have another 45 minutes. We possibly could go to penalties at BC Place for the second straight year of the final. Well, let's see what happens tonight, because that's what gives me the answer. That's what tells me 58 minutes, 3-0 Salt Lake, but they got it. I'll check again. Still 0-0 between LA and Atlanta, and it looks like Atlanta had most of the momentum so far. You know what? I think LA might just, the FC, might just have a 2018 TFC-like season. I don't know if it'll be that bad, but, I think they might be sapped, and they've got a lot of work to do this summer. So, a lot of games to play when I mean work to do. So, a 2018 Toronto season for LAFC is not off the cards just yet. Not off the cards just yet, my personally thought. I want to go to sleep, but if it goes to penalties, well, at least it's going to go straight to penalties. You have 45 minutes and then straight to penalties. I think you could make it. You're young, right? I think you could make it. I only got like 4.5 hours of somewhat okay sleep, and I'm doing just fine. So I'm sure you can make it. Just straight to penalties. That's how it does in Canadian Championship. I agree St. Clair and Crépeau are favorites to succeed Borjan, but let's look at the progression here. Sawa was playing in CPL last year. He's a dark horse contender, but a contender still. I agree. Canadian Championship is always straight to penalties, or at least since 2020, or 2021, I should say. It was straight to penalties for 2019 as well. So it's been straight to penalties since 2019, yes. So no extra time. Toronto went straight to penalties in 2019 and lost that way. 21, every game was straight to penalties. Forge versus Montreal went straight to penalties. Forge versus Toronto for the 2020 Canadian Championship went to penalties. 3 straight finals have went to penalties, or at least 2 of them. We could have another one, technically. I do, because we won it. Technically, well, no. That's the one time I was against Forge. Was Forge versus Toronto. We won it. That's why I'm wearing the Vancouver jersey. I'm okay with the Vancouver jersey in my collection because they're the redheaded stepchilds of Canadian soccer. Just like I'd be fine with the Southern Miss jersey in my closet. Sometimes it's useful. And besides, it's when Thomas Assault was a meme anyway. you know. I would never even buy a Montreal jersey, let alone wear it. I can't control if anybody wanted to troll me by sending one as a fan mail, but, you know. Same here. Same here. Same here. They basically dominated Ontario. I'm not even a fan of Vaughan, but I rooted for Vaughan. So I guess that means Vancouver's going to lose. Because I rooted for Vaughan. They lost. I rooted for TFC. Of course. They lost. I rooted for Forge. Of course. They lost. So, well, that's where we're going. Does it have Bernadeschi on it? But we'll take a short break. But we'll take a short break, talk about the stats of the half, and get this one going. Sit tight, we'll be back. For the stats at the half, hold on. Let me explain this. Vancouver thinks Toronto are their rivals. We don't think anything of Vancouver. It's a one-sided rivalry. Vancouver hates Toronto. We don't give a shit. They're irrelevant to us. Simple. So I have no problem wearing a Vancouver jersey if I need to. I'd have every MLS and most CONCACAF jerseys in my collection at some point. Montreal will never be there, but I have no problem with Vancouver being there. There you go. Dominating Ontario is the best way to be popular with Quebecers. This is true. It's 0-0 at the half. The 13th match of the Canadian Championship. I might make it depends. Yeah, you'll be fine. Hey, yo. What part of the game is this? Oh. Yeah, I've heard of that before. I don't think. To be honest, I don't think I'd leave YouTube. To be honest. More like I'd probably just... But there we go. With that being said, stats of the half. Here we go. 48% possession to 52. 11 shots to 4. 175 accurate passes, 80% to 211, 89%. 4 fouls to 3. 0 offside to 1. 6 corners to 1. 11 shots to 4. 6 shots to 1. 218 passes to 237. 80% pass accuracy to 89. 7 throws to 9. 0 yellow cards to 1. 0 red cards to 0. And it's 0-0 at the half between both sides. Vancouver has been the better team forward, but Vancouver's been the better team going forward, but Montreal, Sawa stood in his head to put this game in a better position for the Whitecaps. Or for Montreal. Not the Whitecaps, for Montreal. For Montreal, Sawa stood in his head. Vancouver is playing better offensively, but Sawa is standing on his head. That's pretty much what this game is. So with that being said, that's basically what this half is. Vancouver's played better offensively. Montreal's had a chance or two. But again, Sawa, if Montreal wins this, it's all because of Sawa. He's standing on his head, man of the match, and he might just be the man of the match, even if Montreal are to lose. 109-94, Nuggets full time for final. Denver leads the series 2-1. Denver smooth running. Yep. I picked Denver, yeah. I think I did. Need to check that. Predict a winning goal in the 72nd by Vancouver, another in the 86th. Yeah, I can see it. This could go either way. But another 45 minutes. Let's see what changes are to be made. You just want Game 7. It won't happen. There's no way. No way there's 7 games in that Denver-Miami series. There's no way. It would be nice to see Kyle Lowry win another ring, but it's not going to happen. Guatemala down a goal at half. Y'all hit that like button. Let's get this one going. That actually might be a good show. Stars on Mars, that might actually be a good show. Interesting. Y'all hit that like button. Let's get this one going. We have another 45 minutes to go and maybe just penalties. This is a wild day. Jeez. This is a wild day. Let's see the scoreline of Los Angeles versus Atlanta. Still 0-0. The best rating on LAFC is 6.7 for Hollingshead and Cifuentes. For Atlanta, they have Brooks Lennon, a 7. Ibarra, 6.9. Miles Robinson, 6.8. There you go. Be interesting. There we go. I'd say that's interesting so far. And of course, Galaxy are losing 3-0 to RSL. That's pretty much done and dusted. I don't think there's any question of that, how done and dusted that game is. The next Wednesday, we have the UEFA Nations League semifinal, Netherlands versus Croatia at 1:30, Spain versus Italy on Thursday at 1:30. And I'll cover both. So that'll be interesting. Doing a little bit more European stuff than I expected. Croatians love me, though, so... And then Italy's Italy, so there you go. There you go. Forza Azzurri. Well, one's on one day, one's the other, so there's one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. I'll be able to cover both. And then if Italy's in the Nations League final, I'll cover that. And then the third place at CONCACAF, then the final of CONCACAF. So Sunday will be packed if Italy makes the final. I hope they do. They probably won't, knowing how they're going. Forza Azzurri. Yes, Forza Azzurri. And if they lose, Mancini out. Or just, I don't know, call up Chiesa. Nuggets win. Yep. Call up Chiesa and Spinazzola and maybe Bernardeschi. Maybe you'll do better. I don't know. Thank God the U20s are pretty damn good. Italy might find their way out of this rut. Maybe not by the Euros, but definitely by the World Cup. Second half's about to start. The best final for me when it comes to the UEFA Nations League would be Croatia versus Italy. That probably would do me the best. Playing forward. Here comes Montreal kicking off for the second half. Doesn't look like there was any subs at the half here. Cross in. Save Bataoka. Early chance for Montreal. Looking like they're trying to get one forward here. Raposo. Again, if it's tied after 90, we go straight to penalties. No more, no less. I said Wednesday, Croatia, Netherlands, I'll cover. Live RSR. Thursday, Italy, Spain. Live RSR. Sunday, if Italy makes the final, I'll cover it. I will not watch third place game for a Molero trophy. But honestly, Italy would probably lose. I gotta go have the score pin. See you later. See you later. '46 minute. Montreal. '47th minute. How we doing, Mile High? Foul there on Tybert. '47th minute. Free kick here for the Vancouver Whitecaps. The later this goes, whoever scores will probably win this game. Whoever scores first, I should say. Gould and Gressel standing over this free kick. Gressel strikes it short to Raposo. Raposo with a long ball. Headed away by 04. Smart. Looking forward to Messi and MLS. You'll be playing NYCFC in New York because we play Inter Miami at Yankee Stadium in March. Yeah, I said you'd have to wait till next season to see Messi in New York. Unless Leagues Cup. '48th minute. Every ticket price of where Miami's playing has gone up the wazoo. Atlanta, New York. Toronto didn't because they've already played there. All Miami games have gone up the wazoo. It's every Miami game that's gone up the wazoo. Every single one of them. I've seen pictures of everything. I haven't looked up every game. I've seen pictures of everything. And I've heard shots saved by Takaoka. I've seen other people say about other games as well. So, I mean, it's just a total situation. Takaoka saved it before it hit the line, yes. 49th minute. Do you have to root on Messi? If he's not playing your team, I'd say you should. Especially here comes Vancouver. Brian Watt blocked away. Kicked it right at the legs of Rudy Camacho. Okay. I'll check it. Exactly. I wouldn't want to either. I'm just picturing what it's going to be like seeing Messi play live in person. Oh, they're giving him the number 10. Jorge Mas already posted a picture saying with the Messi print on the jersey with the C underlined and the number 10. They're giving him the number 10. They're giving him the 10. Why would you not give him the 10? Nobody had the 10. They kept it open. They're giving him the 10. Like, besides, who has the 30? That was only because Neymar had the 10. Me either. That's why Cristiano to SKC. Maybe SKC had an idea. Funnily enough, my dad was in Aisha seeing Cristiano Ronaldo get off the plane when Madrid was in St. Louis a decade ago, I think. It was a decade ago. That's actually part of the reason why I have this. Boom. So I haven't seen Cristiano in person, but ironically enough, I'm watching on FS2. It's also on One Soccer, but you can look up foxsports.com and watch it for free there, especially you do the incognito trick. It's like a small minifigure of Cristiano Ronaldo, soccer stars. It's a minifigure. I'll handle that. It was a Real Madrid set. Minifigure Cristiano. Let me see where that freaking... Oh, there it is. There we go. I've seen Rooney, not that. The biggest name I've seen in person. Let's see. Cross in, cleared. The biggest name I've seen in person is Sebastian Giovinco at this point. Yeah, exactly. Biggest name I've seen in person. Yeah. Giovinco. Pozuelo, I saw Pozuelo in person, but see, problem is Kansas City, Nashville, or Columbus don't have any good players or any worthwhile players. So, yeah. So I guess Pozuelo or Giovinco. Whoa, Bale. Yeah. "53rd minute. Headed away, saved by Sawa. Either Drogba back in the day or Davies for Canada. Seen the LFC team when they did their preseason tour here a couple seasons ago before COVID. Seen Mike Grella live, and he went to be on CBS. Yeah, it's actually funny. I referenced Grella in the Conference League review because he basically said exactly how the game went down between West Ham and Fiorentina, and I gave him a shout-out for that. He called it 100%, so I had to say it. Grella does a pretty damn good job. I like Grella. Wasn't that special of a footballer, but he's a good analyst. PK for the Galaxy. Hey, it'll be 3-1. Including I saw in person David Villa and Andrea Pirlo when they played NYCFC. Doesn't matter. 3-1 RSL. Not that it matters. 54th minute, 0-0. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Grella's popular. Yeah, I'd say so. Like, he's one of the more memorable Red Bull players. I mean, he's no Thierry Henry or Bradley Rat Phillips, but he's that second level with Kleshtin. I mean, he was around Kleshtin's level. True. He did. But, true. He does have that. This is true. And Daniel Royer, yeah. Royer, yeah. I didn't say he was a crap player. But a blind squirrel could always find a nut once in a while. Like, he's an MLS legend. I wouldn't say he's, Yeah. I remember that. Like, Tsubasa Endo has another fast goal. I mean, Tsubasa Endo. Love Tsubasa Endo. Don't get me wrong. I thought he was vastly underrated. But even he had a goal in 30 seconds against Atlanta back in 2019? That's just heads-up play. You've never heard the phrase, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. That's a normal phrase. Have you never heard that before? What? You've never heard a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Pray for Endo. Yes, I'm praying for him heavily. It's sad to see him go through what he's going through. Good guy, great player. Always was a fan of him. Also, my mom's favorite player. He's, Japanese. I have a very big appreciation for the country. Mom lived there for 4 years when she was in high school. And I love I respect the culture. Love to go there as well. So, of course, there's always an affinity to Endo. Oh, here comes Brian White. He can put it away. He does. Brian White scores. Sawa spills it, and Brian White plays it in. Sawa. Oh, you gotta hate it. I feel bad for Sawa. Vancouver scores. Brian White picks up the spilled ball and taps it into the net easily. 1-0. I hate to see it happen like that, though. Brian White. Sawa kicks it. He spills it. Doesn't get all of it. Brian White brings it down and pops it in. 1-0. Vancouver, and LA did score second. Let's go. She still speaks a little, and I do speak a little too. I know enough to get by. And I don't sound like a gaijin thanks to her. So. Works for me. 58th minute. 1-0 Vancouver. Tabert and Raposo are off for Luis Martins and Pedro Vite. So, of course, now it makes sense why I really like Japan Samurai Blue. Now it makes sense for y'all who didn't really understand. So I have to say, I do like that Vancouver has Takaoka. I really do. 42nd minute, 0-0 LAFC. I mean, I feel sorry for Sawa, but, that sucks. I mean, had such a good first half. I guess he's not man of the match now. Brian White? Well, who knows? Maybe it goes to penalties. Van City better than Montreal. Yeah. Gaijin means foreigner. It means foreigner for everybody who doesn't know. Gaijin means foreigner. So, I honestly learned it because of professional wrestling. I wasn't even Fast and Furious. I learned it because of professional wrestling because, if you watch New Japan, there's a lot of Gaijin in the company every so often, and they keep coming in and they change them out. Finn Balor, popular Gaijin. AJ Styles was there. Now Jay White was there. Will Ospreay, Zack Sabre Jr., Juice Robinson. So, yeah. Professional wrestling is the reason why I know that. What Gaijin is professional wrestling. Pretty much. Exactly. Squeezy bum time for RSL. Yes, Suzuki's not a Gaijin, but yes, Suzuki's a legend. Minoru Suzuki is a legend. Yes, legend Minoru Suzuki. I'm such a fan. And here comes the anti-Smark. I mean, people know who Finn Balor. Well, they don't know his Japan name. Nobody knows Prince Devitt, but people know Finn Balor. People know AJ Styles. Probably because they were in WWE, but Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Favorite Japanese dish? Ramen. 1-0 right now. Yep. Watch no pro wrestling these days. Can't do it much longer. But yeah, ramen. I like tonkatsu, pork tonkatsu. I'm not really a fan of sushi, though. Prince Devitt, I've seen match with Finn is that. Of course, I watch a lot of New Japan. Actually, I don't watch New Japan much anymore since AJ left. I really don't watch New Japan much anymore. But when Shinsuke was there, Okada was on top, Tanahashi, AJ, Gallows. I mean, the Bullet Club was big. Kenny. Like mid-2000s, like late 2010s, New Japan was amazing. It's definitely fallen apart since COVID, I gotta admit. So, even I can admit that. And back to see Vancouver win. Who are your top 3 personal favorite WWE wrestlers? John Cena, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk's AEW now. Even after what CM Punk pulled, I don't like him much anymore. I used to love CM Punk. Bryan's in AEW, so that doesn't work. Cena, and Cena's a part-timer, but Cena's all-time favorite. Cena, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins. Yeah, we'll go with that. Because Dean left. Headers! Headed away. All time, Stone Cold, John Cena. Randy Orton's hurt, but I like Seth more. I like Seth more than Randy. Randy Orton all time, yeah, definitely. He's probably top 5 for me, Randy Orton. Punk's there all time. Sammy is still up there all time. I love Owens, but I wouldn't say top 3. I like Braun Breaker, but he's NXT. I like Braun Breaker, though. I think he probably has the most upside out of anybody in NXT. I think Braun Breaker's a great worker. I think he is. There we go. Punk won only one fight. No one saw it. Good for him. Are we talking about UFC or AEW? He didn't even win a fight in UFC. But yeah, Punk definitely, he ruined himself with all the recent hijinks. Penalty here for Vancouver. This could be 2. Vancouver could score their second. 64th minute. Ryan Gould for the penalty. Shot. Goal. It's 2-0. Ryan Gould scores the penalty. It's gone from bad to worse for Montreal. They held on, but they just couldn't keep on. Ryan Gould scores in the 65th minute on the penalty. Vancouver looks like they'll retain. Exactly. Penn to win it. Who's your top 3 favorite WWE tag team? All time? I got to go all time because the tag team roster is absolutely horrible right now. I like Sammy and Owens better apart, but I get why they're together right now as tag champions. Usos, especially recently since they turned heel, honestly, in 2016. I think the Usos from what all they've done. New Day and Dudley Boys. I think the tag team roster is absolutely crap right now. I think besides the Usos and Sammy and Kevin and maybe Alpha Academy, I think the tag team roster, they don't give a crap. They just don't. So yeah, personally, Usos, New Day, Dudley Boys. And that's pretty much all time for me. Enzo and Cass is probably top 5. They should have never broke them up. But hope they come back at some point. I love the New Age Outlaws as well. Top 5 New Age Outlaws are definitely there as well. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. You actually won a 5, but no one saw it. Oh, yeah, the Young Bucks thing. Well, I mean, if Ace Steel bought somebody in the shoulder, did you really win a fight? I don't know. Hardys. I honestly, Saliba, Brogiard, and Lassie Lapalainen are coming on from Montreal. I like Jeff better as a singles wrestler, and I like Matt better as Broken Matt. I think Jeff and Matt together, they had great matches, but they were extreme matches. But Edge and Christian, it's sort of the same thing. I mean, yes, Edge and Christian made their careers as a tag team, but they were better apart. Same thing with the Hardys. They had great matches as a tag team, but they didn't really have any characters. Version 1 Matt, Broken Matt, better than tag team Matt. Jeff Hardy, no more words, Jeff Hardy is better than tag team Jeff Hardy. Simple as. Like, I like the Hardys better apart than they are together, to be honest. Chase you. Oh, my God. No. Galaxy tied up. It's 3-2. Imagine if they tied. It would be crazy. But same thing with Edge and Christian. Like, Edge and Christian, they were a great tag team. They worked well together. But Edge, as the rated R superstar, is better than tag team Edge and Christian. And Christian as the Captain Charisma is better. Or Christian Cage is better than tag team Christian. Simple as. That's just the way I see it. The Dudleys were the best of the three of those three. And it's kind of ironic because Bully Ray Dudley, the solo gimmick for Bubba Ray, no. And Aces and Eights sucked too, so. Well, Aces and Eights started hot, but then it started to suck. It went south very quickly. And that was when AJ was still in Impact Wrestling, and I've always been a fan of AJ Styles, so of course I knew about Aces and Eights. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, AJ. I forgot to put him in my top 3. Yeah, AJ Styles. AJ over Seth. Yeah, there we go. AJ over Seth. Yeah. How did I forget that? 69th minute. But yeah. Shot past the post, but looks like Vancouver's going to win this game. I know. But again, personally, I think the Hardys are better apart than they are together. I think version 1 Matt was better than tag team Matt. I think Broken Matt was freaking genius. Broken Matt was honestly one of the best gimmicks I've ever seen. Broken Matt Hardy is one of the best gimmicks I've ever seen. Still is. I mean, the WWE version wasn't that great, but honestly, maybe the best way the Hardys were in a tag team was Broken Matt and Brother Nero, ironically enough. RSL win 3-2. That was the best Hardys tag team. That was too close for comfort. RSL is going to play Houston. My God, that sounds like a boring game. My God, that sounds like a boring game. 71st minute. Oh, Brian White! Save Basawa. Good thing, I think it's still McMath, because if it was Ochoa, he would be throwing his toys out the pram. Speaking of, what even is he doing now? What is David Ochoa even doing now, so to speak? What is he even doing now? Like, who's he even play for? Like, did his freaking attitude end his career? And he chose... That should be a free kick. No, it's not. Advantage played, 72nd minute. 2-0 for Vancouver. Like, I saw that Ochoa left Atletico San Luis, but I didn't see where else he's playing. Because he went to Atletico San Luis, then he left. So from DC to Atletico to I don't know where. Sebastian Berhalter coming on for Vancouver for Johnson. 72nd minute. But yeah. Actually, Galaxy's out. Let's see. He doesn't even play any. Atletico San Luis. Seems like he left. Yep. He's not even playing anywhere. He's off a team. He's not even on a team. He's unattached. I knew he left. Throw in here for Vancouver. Vancouver look like they will retain the Canadian Championship for the second straight season. Broguillard doesn't get to the ball. Berhalter. Oh, gives away the ball. 74th minute. Free kick throw in. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Throw in for Montreal. Camacho playing forward. Almost ran into the belly of the beast. Cross in. Ooh. 74th minute. Oh! Long ball. That's out for a goal kick for Takaoka. Looks like they're going to make a sub here. Montreal. Who do you think will finish with the most goals in their career? CR7 is at 715. Messi's at 710. I say Messi. I say Messi will end up having more goals. He's only 5 behind. Cristiano doesn't have him. I'd say Messi's going to have more goals at the end of it, for sure. Like he's only 5 behind. Yeah, he'll definitely have more. That's just club goals. Well, yeah, I know. I'm sure Messi's going to score most of Miami's goals. Cristiano, I mean, he would have to score 3 to 5 more goals a year just to stay afloat or stay ahead. I don't know if he'll do that. I think Messi would still score more. 76 minute, 2-0. Like, if I put money on it for like the next 3 or 4 years, I'd say Messi scores more goals than Cristiano per season. Now, Salt Lake 3-2 Galaxy was today's match. The last time we saw Greg Vanney as the head coach of the Galaxy. I mean, for Toronto FC's sake, I hope so. Two nothing Mexico. I don't know, though. I don't think they'd fire Greg after they fired Klein, but they were probably going for Open Cup heavily, so maybe that is a sackable offense. But, hey, we could always trade Bradley for Vanney. We could send Bradley straight back to L.A., to the other side of him, of course, and we could get Greg back. Anybody's better than Bradley, and you know what? I think this TFC team would be better with Greg anyway. I was wrong, okay? I just wanted Maurizio sorry. That's all. I didn't know things would go completely off the rails with Armas and Bradley, so Vanney could at least kept the cracks from turning into caverns, you know? Mason Toy coming on for Chinonso 4 in the 78th minute. Rest in peace, Iron Sheik, yes. Legend Iron Sheik. Lived a full life, though. Iron Sheik was 81 when he passed. He lived a full life. I'm being serious. 2-2. That's not happening. It's 2-0. And it's 13 minutes. So, imagine Busquets and Di Maria follow Messi to Miami. That's very likely. All I'm going to say is this. I believe that in the end, if they didn't run Greg Vanney out the door, he would have kept the cracks from becoming caverns. Simple as. I mean, he did it in 2020 to the best of his ability. Roberto De La Rosa scores for Mexico in the 80th minute. Yeah, that sounds about right. 79th minute. So out of all the clubs who are still in 2023 Open Cup, Dynamo's the only one that could be a repeat champion. Dynamo got the 2018 Open Cup. Yep. And then they lost to Tigres in 2019 in the Champions League that year. Yep. Mexico goal 2-0. Can't say I'm too disappointed with the Taco Classico. Hey, Guatemala fought hard. Guatemala fought hard like every other team does against Mexico at this point. But you know what? Can definitely see Guatemala getting out of the group at second during the Gold Cup. I could too. I believe you. Let's see. Where was that draw page? Let's see. Yes. Canada, Guatemala, Cuba play in. It's going to be against Trinidad. If it's Trinidad, it might be hard. But I still think Guatemala would get second, even against Trinidad. Cuba has no chance. They're getting boat raced by everybody. Headed in, my guess. Still 0-0 at the half between Atlanta and LAFC. Yes, 80th minute. Dynamo, Cincinnati, Salt Lake, and Miami are in the semifinals of Open Cup. All clubs from MLS, the most powerful level of the pyramid. Yes. Guatemala will most likely come second. I agree. Even if it's Trinidad, I think Guatemala is still the favorite there. But if it's anybody else out of that play-in path, Grenada, Guyana, I definitely like Guatemala over them. Trinidad might make it a bit harder. I don't think Cuba is going to do anything but come fourth in that group. I think Guatemala, Canada, and whoever comes out of the prelim will boat race Cuba. I think Cuba's getting boat raced. So they're going to get dominated. So I'd say it's Canada, Guatemala play-in winner, but Trinidad's probably closer than the rest, then Cuba. Trinidad can make it a very good watch group. If it's Grenada or Guyana, it might be a little bit more obvious. Definitely more obvious. But I think Trinidad can make it more interesting. Canada would still win, but Guatemala versus Trinidad would be interesting. 81st minute. But I agree. Predictions will come out on the 23rd. Yeah, 24th. Yeah, the 23rd of June, which I will be doing those predictions on the deck at the cottage, most likely. Why not? Since I'm there, just like the RSR for the TFC game and the MRE review, I'll probably do those predictions on the deck of the cottage, most likely. On vacation. Why not? Greg in Toronto got 3 Canadian Championship titles. Greg still hasn't gotten any Open Cup titles. I know for a fact that Cabrera and Bob have gotten Open Cup and Canadian Championship titles. Bob has not won a Canadian Championship title. Cabrera has. Shot here. Goal! Montreal has one back. Sanusi Ibrahim gets in behind and pops one in. It's 2-1. The game's not over yet. Montreal might have a chance. Bryce Duke to come in. I agree with that. I definitely agree. It's hard to buy championships. You have to have the manager to drill the team well. Yeah, ball went over. Horrible defensive play. Sanusi got at the end of it. Chouanier with a great diagonal ball. Blackman over. Under jumps it. Can't get the touch. Sanusi puts it away. 2-1. Crazy game. Oh, yeah. Technically, Vanny got him that final, though. So, technically, it was a draw. They won on penalties, and Vanny got him there. Is it really Bob Bradley's trophy? Or is it Toronto won it because they were the stronger team and won on penalties? I think it's the latter. 2-1. More likely Volta. Come on now. Bryce Duke is on for Montreal in the 84th minute. Yeah, I could see Volta, though. Yeah, I could totally see it. Yeah. Will they still even have Volta when they change it to EA Sports FC? I actually like Volta, to be honest. I think Volta's a fun mode. I really do. 84th minute. Volta might actually be more fun than regular matches on FIFA/EA Sports FC at this point. But, 85th minute. It's a good way to pass the time. Volta's fun. 85th minute. Volta's underrated, I know. Playing forward here. Montreal have 6 minutes plus stoppage time to tie this up. Volta's underrated. I agree. Other potentially unpopular hot take. TFC's only won 7 times and Forge never made it to the final. The 2020 Canadian Championship should have never been played and does not count in any way. Only reason it counts to me is we still got the CCL spot that we should have got out of that, or that we would have got out of that trophy for 2021 when it was supposed to be played. So, I agree, but I disagree on the fact that for the 2021 Champions League, we had made the championship final. We gave Forge the hosting rights to the 2020 final whenever would be played to get the CCL spot. We won the 2020 final, so technically we deserve that CCL spot. So in the end, the 8th trophy comes with the spoils, but the spoils came before the actual trophy. So it counts to me, but it's probably the one that counts the least. But it makes me be able to say we've won a trophy since 2018. So, because from 2018 to 2020, we did not win a trophy, the 2020 Canadian Championship. So, just to say that trophyless streak got broken, I'm going to count it. And we did win a round in that Champions League. So, you know what? It's semi-counts for me. Just so it can count. No, I agree. Bob and Chicago got 1998 Open Cup. Bob and Chicago got 2000 Open Cup. Bob and Chicago got 1998 MLS Cup. He did. That's a fact. I can't argue my way out of those because those are facts. Yeah, I think there's also a little bit of saltiness there because Agent Rudy Camacho and Thomas Hasal owns you, and that's why I have this jersey is because we got to that final thanks to Vancouver somehow beating you all on that last match day of that first phase of the season restart. Post MLS is back. So, yeah. When Hasal was a meme. Well, I mean, it was a penalty shootout. I'm just surprised we won a shootout, to be honest. We won a shootout the crap era, and then we won that shootout against Forge. Ever since, other than that, if we actually play a shootout against a useful team, I don't want to watch it. I mean, I'll watch it because I have to, but I don't want to watch it. I agree with that. 2-1 Nuggets series. Yeah, I know. Because Vancouver's Montreal is the final right now, and Vancouver's won 2 straight Canadian championships if this result holds. Gould. Ryan Gould. Still Ryan Gould. Back heel. That was actually pretty cool. Brian White. Still with Vancouver. If they score. Berhalter. That was horrible. Exactly. I would. Yeah, if I had my way, yeah. But, there you go. TFC earned their place in CCL by being the one logical team to represent Canada in the circumstances. Well, they made a deal, but technically you're right. And then we somehow beat Leon. Chris Armas beat Leon. Bob Bradley beat Leon. Brian Schmetzer does it, but Steve Cherundolo couldn't. Man, this sport is weird. And I actually rewatched that round of 16 tie from 2021 because it was on Tubi. Isn't it bad that I look back on that as a good thing now? That's how bad the standards have dropped. Halcyon days of the round of 16 of the 2021 CONCACAF Champions League. Dabra Caicedo and Cordovaz coming on for Brian Watt and Julian Gressel. Bouanga missed. What the hell is going on down there in LAFC? Yep, I think they've lost their mojo. Yep, I could tell you that right now. They've lost their mojo. It looks like 2018 Toronto all over again. Just saying, I've seen this before. I've seen this movie before. CCL legitimately saps your regular season. I wonder if there's anything you could do about that. 90th minute, could you actually win in the MLS regular season and make the playoffs after making CCL final? Well, wait, no. Montreal did do it. They beat us that knockout round that year. Well, there you go. So Montreal did it. Need to see if Real Salt Lake did it. Toronto didn't. LAFC did not in 2020, but the CCL was after. 6 minutes of stoppage time. And then headed away. And then, yeah, Seattle didn't make the playoffs. And LAFC, who knows? Maybe they'll be the second. Header, saved by Takaoka. Sanusi Ibrahim with a header with 5 minutes of stoppage time to go. And Ibrahim is down hurt. End of story. They do. That's facts. I can't disagree with that. Yeah, that's facts. Sanusi Ibrahim is hurt. Hobbling around. Mexico wins 2-0 at full time. Big save. The turf monster, is it? Oh, that is a bad landing. It was the turf monster. Montreal scores, probably pens. Header. If they score, we'll be pens. Vancouver goal, that may just be it. What a save, yeah. 92nd minute. Takaoka plays over the top. Long ball for Yohei Takaoka. Second ball. Berhalter lobs it. Guillard clears. Bro Guillard clears, and he can make the run. Zachary Bro Guillard. Bryce Duke. "92nd minute. Header, saved by Takaoka. Save Guzan on Bouanga. Maybe I got to turn on this LAFC game after I'm done with this. Jeez. Might be interesting. "93rd minute. Halfway through stoppage time. 3 minutes to go. Will we see a penalty shootout, or will Vancouver lift the title after regular time? Sanusi Ibrahim opened the door 10 minutes ago. It's cracked open. Bayuk and Vela on for LAFC. That'll be interesting. But here comes Vancouver. They have a chance to shut the door right now. Shot past the post. And Gold couldn't get there in time to tap it in. 94th minute. I don't argue numbers. I may not be the best at math, but I don't argue numbers. 94th minute. Cross in. Lassiter. Cross. Header brought down. Broguillard loses it. Oh, my word. Waterman, long ball. 2 minutes to go. If Vancouver score, that's it. That is over. Well, yeah, that would make sense. 95-30. That'll be a free kick for Vancouver with a minute to go. Going now for real this time. See you later. See you later. '95th minute. Ooh. Ozan is standing on his head. 60 seconds. Standing between a trophy for Vancouver or penalties for Montreal. And there's the trophy. I guess the MVP is made out of wood. That's actually pretty cool. 96th minute. 30 seconds to go. Montreal have only seconds to answer. They did, yes. And they also eliminated Forge as well in 2022. Don't forget that. 96th minute. There we go. There's the 96th minute. Sawa plays it long. Montreal get a chance, but it's headed away. Still with Montreal off the second ball. Saliba keeps it up. It could go forward. 2-1. Chouanier fouled. Free kick. That might have been the smartest idea for Montreal in this situation. There's a free kick that they could set up. It's got to be their best set piece play. The one you want for the biggest moment. You got to set it up here. Looks like Saliba is going to stand over. Everybody deep. Saliba strikes the ball. Header. Shot. Save by Takaoka. And that will win the Canadian Championship most likely. And full time, Vancouver retains the Voyageurs Cup. And they will be going to the 2024 CONCACAF Champions Cup as the Canadian champions. The Vancouver Whitecaps have retained the Voyageurs Cup 2-1. Vancouver to the Champions Cup. Their third Canadian championship. Their third Voyageurs Cup. I actually enjoyed it. It actually was fun. I guess it kind of feels weirdly good to not have to worry about it. Yeah. GG, Montreal fans. Congratulations, Vancouver. Feels a lot better than last year. Yep. 15, 22, 23. Yep. Big win for the Vancouver Whitecaps. I would agree with that. I was proved wrong when Real España got beat. Damn good final. I agree. With that being said, if you like this stream, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in play. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you for the review within the hour. I'll see you. For that, I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. Congratulations to Vancouver. Commiserations to Montreal. I'll be back. See you.